Welcome to lesson 2. Here we're going to look at some food for thought from populations with the longest lifespans. So back to the lifespan versus health span slide that I left off on last time. We need to focus on this part right here in the red. So here we have life expectancy, and over here we've got health span. So the health span is 64 years because 9.2 years of this lifespan is spent in state of disease. So this right here is the health span dash lifespan gap that the goal is to close up and increase health span. So as the old saying goes, it's not how many years that you live, it's how much life there is in your years. But you know what? We want to create as many life-full years or disease-free years as possible. So that's the point of maximizing health span. Speaking of lifespan and health span, there's the relatively famous blue zones. So the blue zones are reported on originally by Dan Buettner, who is not a scientist. He's an explorer. He's a writer. He's an international man of mystery, as I see him. And the blue zones, they describe places on Earth that house the world's, according to Dan Buettner anyway, the world's longevity champs. So the longest lifespans and longest health spans. So lowest prevalence of chronic disease. And he narrowed it down to 5 blue zones. So Icaria, Greece, Loma Linda, California, specifically the Seventh-day Adventists, and Nicoya, Costa Rica, the famous Okinawans in Japan, and then Sardinia, Italy. So these 5 blue zones have the greatest number of centenarians and supercentenarians than any other spots in the world, at least according to Dan Buettner. In any case, this is an interesting explorational, observational type of study, and the common characteristics across these blue zones was an abundance of plant foods, no overeating, foods that are locally or homegrown and home prepared, consumption of beans, including fava, black, soybeans, and lentils. And beans were a cornerstone of most of the centenarian diets. 3 out of the 5 blue zones are regular coffee consumers. 4 out of the 5 blue zones are regular alcohol consumers. All 5 blue zones are regular consumers of grains and legumes. Carbohydrate, largely from starch, is the predominant macronutrient, and none of the blue zones follow a low-carb or keto diet. Okay, now for the caveats and limitations of this blue zone data. It's observational data, so there are many potential rogue factors that are not accounted for. And these data are subject to the biases of the author, including the actual selection of the blue zones. So, like I said, there's the potential for convenience sampling. These places could be, if you view the whole thing cynically, these could just merely be Dan Buettner's favorite places on the globe to visit and vacation. There's a lack of peer review to Dan Buettner's data collection methods and procedures and reporting. And the convenience sampling factor cannot be underemphasized. So this wasn't a systematic or comprehensive sampling of every single possible place on Earth where you could find the greatest longevity. There certainly are other places on Earth that could qualify as a blue zone that we just might not know about or might not have thoroughly explored enough. Speaking of other places, So here are the top 50 longest living populations. I know the text is really small. I'll just read off the top 10. So at number 1, we have Hong Kong. Number 2 is Macau, that's in Asia. Number 3, Japan. Number 4, Switzerland. Number 5, Singapore. Number 6, Italy. Number 7, South Korea. Number 8, Spain. Number 9, Malta. Number 10, Australia. And I listed the top 50 over here. And my home base, the US, well, we're at number 47. So, hey, we made it into the top 50. But the thing that I want you to notice is that, okay, well, it looks like the majority of the top 5 longest living populations are Asian populations. In fact, 4 out of the top 5 are Asian populations, with Switzerland in there at number 4. So as we go down through these countries, rounding out the top 10, well, we have one more Asian country there, but a mix, a pretty diverse mix of countries. And if you look up the types of foods eaten in Switzerland, they couldn't be more different than the foods eaten in the Asian countries. So while, yes, there can be certain common threads in terms of food selection and longevity, there are certainly other non-diet factors, for example, psychosocial factors that play in and contribute strongly to longevity, other environmental factors that can contribute to longevity. And the main thing to take away from this particular slide is that there are so many factors that determine who lives the longest and who has the greatest or longest health span. It's not just a matter of eating an, in quotes, Asian diet, or it's not just a matter of eating a Mediterranean diet. You have to be mentally healthy as well as physically healthy. And the interaction between you and your environment, whether it be work or social structures, or just interpersonally, and even spiritually. So those things all factor in to health span. And with that, we are done with the lessons learned from these populations. And I'll see you back on lesson 3, where we talk about the top causes of death and look at population level nutritional over and under consumption concerns.